Good morning. I just woke up and had an idea that I had to record. So it's Monday morning. And I was thinking to myself about how there's things that the mind wants to do, but how in our core what we really want to do is fall into our body. And once we're in the body, it tells us what to do next. So when you're having an addiction, you're in the mind. I know I've said that before, but there's actually a physical difference that you can feel when you're in your head. And then you search almost out of fear of abandonment of what you are. It's almost like you're scared to be abandoned by yourself. In other words, so you keep this search external going, or anything. A lot of things are addictions. This is going to sound crazy, but sometimes even goal setting is an addiction, because you're like, over there is better, and you're just reaching outward. And then what I wanted to do was talk to you about how to go back into your body through explanation. And this is showing up for me because this weekend, I was asked to do at Wanderlust 3 talks and then do stand-up. And I hadn't done stand-up in a while, so I was trying to actually remember some old bits. So I did these 3 talks that were from my body and very powerful. And then the 4th talk was me going up and doing stand-up from my past. And I was trying to remember my act, and I actually even became who I used to be when I delivered those jokes, like this excited kid, and was totally in the body that I was back then, which was really, in a way, a memory. And then I noticed about 40 minutes in, I wanted to tell him something real, and I had to get back into my body the real way. And the 4th gig, by the way, I was really tired at the end of it. Maybe it was also because it was my 4th gig, but I was also tired because I was working from memory for most of the gig and not my heart as much, because I was asked to just do stand-up. So I brought some memory in and cut myself off from my body. And when I went into my body, it was a totally different switch. Now, all of it served a purpose. We had a blast, and I loved doing it, and I absolutely support and recommend using memory sometime. Don't be scared of your memory, or don't be scared of doing things an old way. But I noticed that to get back into my body, I was so 40 minutes in my memory that I had to speak into it. I had this idea about explaining your way back into your body. So, one thing to do is, if you're feeling an addiction, first of all, that means you're in your head, and usually we don't even know it. So we get defensive, or a lot of us don't even know about our body. Some people don't even know that there's an addiction there, or that they're in their head. They just think that's who they are completely. Then there's some people who think they're in their head, and they forget they're in their head. They've had moments where they felt being in their body. Then there's people who are in their head but totally know they're in their head. And then there's people who are, just able to see both their head and their body. So, for instance, let's say you want to get over an addiction. You want to get over, but you're really feeling addicted. You want to have coffee, or you want to, fix, or you want to do something about what someone says about you. The first thing to do to explain your way into your body is to somehow acknowledge how you feel. Now, you can do it outward, whether you do it to yourself or do it to a friend. You can do it in a journal, but just say, God, I want coffee right now. Or, God, I feel so annoyed. I want to fix this thing. You can feel that the level of you that wants to fix anything is up here. It's kind of chest to head, and there's kind of a cutoff of your stomach and your entire essence. Because when you're really, really connected to you, you don't even notice what the other things that people are saying about you, or trying to fix circumstances, or having a goal. Think of those times where you just wrote your book for a day, or you just really did something creative, or you took a day off fully and just sat and did nothing. You lied on the couch, you just chilled. Or a day you were totally in nature, and weren't necessarily in nature maybe with someone else. You were by yourself and you're feeling that thing. So one thing to do is acknowledge what you feel. Man, I feel so addictive right now. I feel so the first level is say the thing that you're upset about, or you want to fix, or that's going on inside you. Because what you can't see is there's an underlying belief under it. So it might be a trigger. It might be, I'm so annoyed about what they said. What's under that is you're not looking at that you believe that they shouldn't have said it. So the first thing to say is the thing that the mind is thinking, that you might think is what you're thinking. So just say the highest thing right now that you can feel, or the deepest thing you can feel. And if you're totally in your head, the deepest thing will be that shallow thing. I hope this makes sense, but I just want to help you go from an addictive place to your body. And I've done it many times through explanation, through me saying it. So if I was in my head, the first thing I would say is, oh, I just can't believe they said that. And then I would hear myself say that and then release it. And then the next me would show up because I'm under the illusion that they shouldn't have said it. Then the third me is now looking at the second me that showed up. And then it goes, I don't even know that it's true that I think that that thing should be different. So you could say that with anything. Oh, I really want sugar right now. I really just would love a donut. And then go, because I think that, and then go to the second thing. Because I somehow am tricking myself into thinking a donut will truly make me feel better. And then a third you goes, actually, I don't think it would make me feel better at my soul. It would just make my mind feel better for a second. And then it would actually make it feel even worse. So what you want to do is write down in a journal, or say to a friend that's really able to listen. Don't say it to a friend that meets you at the level of the first thing. If you talk to someone about this, make sure that the person you talk to is somewhat in their body, because they won't even acknowledge the first level. They'll just sit there and love you. They might say the second level to help you get there, and then once you say that, they might say the third level. But if you have someone that acknowledges just at the first level, oh, I want a donut, and they just go, well, let's go get donuts. Boom. You're stuck in your head, and that person is now an addiction at the level of the head. So if they go, is it true that you want a donut? Okay, then all of a sudden you can to questioning, and you're in a deeper place, and you might not crave it as much. Now it might linger, the addiction might go by, and it might be there a little bit, but you might be able to see the split of, this feels like stimulating here, but there's a depth that's trying to come through. So then go to a third place that looks at, I don't even know that my soul wants a donut or my heart wants a donut, because it's pretty doubtful that your heart wants anything addictive. Your heart wants just to beat and wants to be seen. It actually doesn't even need to be seen. It'll just beat and do its thing. But the question is, do you want to see it? So what I like to do is explain where I am, say the thing, say the deepest thing that I can see, and allow myself to go to a deeper and deeper and deeper place. And then start explaining from this deep place. Wow, I had this thing that believed that, but really what I'm feeling right now is my whole body, and I'm feeling a desire for more of a sense of peace. And that now takes you to a level where you realize there's not much you can physically do other than wait. I can wait here. I want just physical peace. I want to just feel calm inside my body. Now you just wait, because now there's not like you can get that through watching TV or eating hyperactively or whatever. It's just you kind of chilling for a minute. And then actually often after that is a state of gratitude. Just thank you for this. And you'll feel this much more fulfilled inner peace. Thank you for this awareness, right? Thank you for me. Thank you for, you might even at this state feel like, high impact exercise might feel addictive. There might be more of a, I need to go for a walk right now. Now, I'm not saying those other things aren't necessary, but wait till you're in your deepest place. There's a lot trying to come through in this 10-minute video, 11-minute video. So I know it's a little bit scattered, but I want to kind of start from the shallow place and move into the body, because I want you to see that you can get there really quick. So when you're in a state of gratitude, you just chill and you kind of look at all these elements of you, this in your head, this in your heart, this kind of looking at the question, the gratitude state. You're all of it, right? And then you accept all of it. You don't have judgment for the first stage. You don't have judgment. You just didn't cater to the first stage anymore. Now you're in a place of all of you. You're in a place of just being. And now your job is to just chill here in this. Your job is to just enjoy all of it. And you'll notice that in this place, the place in your head, the place in your throat, the place in your heart will kind of stop being the thing that own you anymore, because you're looking at it from all. You're looking at it from the whole. You're looking at it from the entire world. Then you have a love for your darkness, which gives you a love for everyone's darkness. People that are in their own hate. They're just stuck in their first level. They're stuck in their head, and they think that's who they are. So we're here to connect to all of it. This is how you talk your way through, whether it's through a journal, whether it's just through meditation. You can do this all internally too. But sometimes when we're in the addictive place, we kind of are so outward that we almost need outward to hear us. So if you need to, tell it to a plant, or tell it to a very good listening friend. Tell it to a very good therapist. But allow yourself eventually to be in this place, right? When you're in this place, in your body, then you can now finally be the space. And you'll be, when you're finally more than 50% in your body, then when those other addictive things come and linger, they don't have a good grip on you, because you're more in your body. So from there, you can just kind of do all the work internally. You can sit here and feel the body. You can go an hour, you can go 2 hours, you can know what's coming up. And when you're finally in your whole body and connected to even the world outside of you, the sun, the clouds, the air, everything, you're much more here. When you're much more here, next steps show up on their own. But the first step in every situation, if you're in your head, is to get out of your head. Or cater to what your head says and keep your head going over and over and over again and live as a total addict. But when you're in your body, you'll find next steps, and there'll still be things to get you even deeper and farther and more connected. But from this place also, creative things that'll change your career or your relationship, or it'll change your company or your creativity or your inner peace or your health. Those will be taken care of as you're in your body. So that's just a thought that came up today. It's kind of a little scattered, but it still, to me, has some of the most important elements to what I do often. And that's to stay in this body and to go deeper and deeper and deeper with it, but listen to the entire picture. And from here, you're listening and you're deepening, and everything gets better and freer. And it's not giddy exciting. It's actually, but it's still highest excitement and highest calling and highest you. And we don't want to waste many minutes not in this place, not in this most grounded you, not in this zone.